Hi, let me introduce AugLi to you. It's an AI based platform that builds future skills every day. So once you log into the application, it will personalize for your age. It will also inquire about what interests you have. So you can select your interest areas and dig a little deeper as to what you like interesting. And what it will do is tell you that you're nearly like a superhero. But what are the superpowers that AugLi builds? Now, AugLi builds fake news identification, powerful vocabulary, being able to speak well, reason, and be able to build your language flaws. So, let's see one exercise. This is going to first check on how appropriate your age is. Take a few details before it introduces you to fake news. Fake news is an important critical thing for you to identify. How do you make sure that you're not caught in filter bubbles? So this is an article on Reuters. You are able to figure out whether it's a credible source. Yes, it's a correct answer. Similarly, it will give you many exercises to check whether you understand how to recognize authority, whether you know how to recognize biases, whether you know how to recognize the difference between a fact and an opinion, with very interesting, engaging activities, as you can see. If you get any one of them wrong, it will give you a proper reason so that you don't make the same mistake again. Now, once you have done something like that, you get a record and a response or your mistakes as well to improve. Another one interesting superpower that AugLi will tend to give you is your ability to really improve your vocabulary, because that's fundamental to anything that you communicate. So imagine being able to read something and identify the new words that you have to be able to build your own personal dictionary. So let's pick up one article. This is by Spotify. Identify any word that you think you do not know. This is, for example, streaming. It is adding licensing to my personalized dictionary. And this dictionary is what will come to you to be able to play as a word game again. Because after all, the more you come back and repeat a word that you have identified earlier to learn, the more you are able to master it. And it's only technology that allows you to keep practicing at that level, because it knows that this is one word that you picked out. So, this is literally about converting your passive vocabulary exercises that you normally do to active vocabulary exercises that you can actually master and play with your friends. This is another one interesting one, which is to say, hey, I do not have an idea of the spelling over here, so let me give you some practice on the spelling mistakes, because after all, you don't want to get this wrong as you write. And again, the platform is also watching what are the ones that you don't know, what are the ones that you need to master, to keep repeating those to you from time to time. So these are some exercises that are based on vocabulary, and these are based on the concept that marries your age with the expectation that we have. Also, what it will do is that it will allow you to take some tests to be able to say you are a 13-year-old and should have had a master bank of say 7,000 words. So do you have that or not? Or should we give you more words? So you can see that AugLi is customizing the levels for you. Now, this is activities that you can share and invite your friends to play on games as well. There's a game section. But the most important is, after I've mastered the vocabulary bank, is for me to ask and understand what I read very well. And for that, once we have a base of the words, I can go and read. But the trick is to say, if I read very well, then it's also very important to be able to ask good questions out of it. But what is different is that you will be recognizing for asking good questions rather than just being asked to answer any questions and ask any questions. So ask a great questions, not a very literal one, is what we encourage on AugLi, because that's what we realize is a good reflection of people who have absorbed their concepts very well. And over time, you will realize that this skill becomes the most valuable to be able to skim through, right? The other classic exercises that we all know are the MCQs. So you can read an answer and read a question, read an article, but answer the important questions that are based on that article itself. So this is something that we use to. This grades between literal questions to reorganization questions to inferential questions as you become more and more master of AugLi comprehension, right? And the incorrect mistakes will be shown to you so that you are able to figure out how to correct those mistakes. Yes, this is also something that will customize basis your level of comprehension. So there will be a quick assessment. So in terms of a structure, every level or every superpower on AugLi will tend to have very interesting challenges under it that will allow you to keep taking the assessment and keep improving it. If it's something that we expect you to master on that level, it will encourage you to do that. Otherwise, you are getting rewarded for being able to do these assessments very well. So it's a combination of the assessments that are adaptive that will come to you as a user to master on every level of AugLi. And you can see that it is customizing the level, and you got a booster to jump to level 4 on that one. Again, something very interesting that you can share with your friends. Now the most important is, as you progress, the other levels also keep locking out. Your interests are captured. These are also something that you can customize. So if you've been reading about a certain genre, you can change it. You can go and see what your current accuracy level, proficiency is, and your bookmark words are also available in your profile section to go and keep practicing. These are something that will come into your word games as well. Other friends will be allowed to answer your questions. Our experts will answer your questions. So time and again, AugLi is extremely live for you to keep saying what people are thinking about the quality of question that you're asking. The most important is to be able to apply all of these superpowers on the real world. So you've got articles that will trend on AugLi. It'll be showing you articles that are trending around you, what your friends are reading, and articles that are based on your own interests. So you had selected some genres when you had entered into the platform. Those are the ones that will also come and show. And this is an interesting article about what an volcanologist does as a future profession. So when you read it, you can go ahead and put in a summary, you can go ahead and ask a good question, or actually you can build your vocabulary bank like I was showing you. So you are always able to apply your super skills or superpowers of AugLi on new readings. The game section is what the most exciting one, because you are able to do a single player game or be actually able to challenge your friend with it. So you can actually challenge and play with your friend and make this into a daily habit of saying, hey, let's get around to making learning itself fun, so that we are learning it together. So this is a very exciting section that we have, which people and children enjoy a lot. Allows you to see where your readerboard ranking are, where your stay with that. And this is amazing because this is a habit that is being built for life.